Hello everyone. In this video, I am going to discuss the enterprise structure on finance perspective. In the coming videos or subsequent videos, we will discuss the enterprise structure, logistic perspective as well. So today's agenda in these videos are what is the enterprise structure, what is enterprise unit, and we'll also discuss in details about the different enterprise elements or units and its explanations. Next one is configuration part and why we create enterprise structure, what is the objective or motive to create the enterprise structure, and then last but not least is the key takeaways. So what is enterprise structure in SAP? As you know, is a system representation of your business which describes the entire structure and functioning of your company. So it will be arranged in a very hierarchical fashion. The unit of an organization and its relationship will be clearly represented in the system. The design of the enterprise structure mainly determined by the business scenario performed by the industry because different industries have a different enterprise structures. So let's say process industry, manufacturing industries, service industry, they have their own enterprise structure. Smaller organizations, less employees are there, and the segregation of duties and work specialization also less. But in contrast, this large organization have very well defined segregation of duties, matrix, and works. So enterprise structure consists of various enterprise units and elements that we will discuss it. But enterprise structure also provides the clear understanding of the organization unit and their functions, like how tasks are divided, resources are deployed, how the various departments coordinate with one another, how an organization assigns its people, employees, distinct task or job, so that they can coordinate them in order to achieve the goal. As a result, tasks such as managing the organization, business process, assigning the roles and responsibilities to the units, and setting economic autonomy among the units may be efficiently done. So if the organization is properly structured, it can be easily managed. For example, in college, there would be very so many divisions will be there, department will be there, such as biologies, chemistries, mathematics, physics. These are the headed by particular person or head of the that particular department who looks after the efficient running of the department. This is the structure of that college. Now there are a lot of characteristics of the enterprise structure. It should be a formalization. That means it is the degree to which the jobs are standardized. So before we create the enterprise structure in the system, that particular companies have to be formalize their processes, especially setting the enterprise structure. And they laid out the clear rules or jobs description and standard procedures. And the standard procedure of obtaining leave or how the particular job has to be done or how a product has to be priced. And specialization, hierarchical authorities and centralization should be there. Now we will discuss what is the enterprise units. Enterprise units is nothing but it's divided into different basic elements. Our enterprise has been divided into various basic elements which can be linked together as per the requirement of the organization. Further, each element has been grouped in such a way that it provides the maximum flexibility. So it represents the business functions. For example, we have one unit in enterprise structure in SAP Finance that is called company. First, we need to understand what is this company. Before we set our companies and company code as enterprise units, we should, because these are all structure for the building blocks, the entire organization. And most other modules in the system build upon the FI organization elements or organization units that we create in our enterprise structure. So it is very important to carefully analyze our enterprise organization before setting up the financial enterprise structure. And it is also important to have a good pictures how your organization currently looks, how it is equally important to have an idea what your organization may look in the future. And before configuring any part of the financial enterprise structure, it is vital to draw out and agree upon what our structure will look like. From purely technical point of view, or the order in which we configure the chart of account, your financial year variants, or you can company codes, it doesn't matter. For each illustration, and you continue to will discuss the chart of accounts later sections. The chart of account is also very important in determining that particular reporting structure of the enterprise. So first we'll discuss about this company. So what is this company? See, a company is generally used in the legal consolidation model. Roll up the financial statements of the several company code. Now in this section we'll discuss what is company and company codes. These are our enterprise units. So company can consist of one or more company codes. Let's say this company may have one company code, it may have other company code, or it may have few other, several company codes may be there. Now all these company codes within the companies must use the same transactions or maybe same chart of accounts for consolidation purpose. So when we say this company is organization in financial perspective which abides the rules and regulation of the country where it is operates. And under the company level, our financial statement will be published, or all the financial statement of all the company code, previous company code, will be consolidated. So this is used for your consolidation purposes or grouping of the financial statement purposes. So in SAP enterprise structure, companies are assigned to the company codes. So now we need to understand what are these company codes. See, the company code is an independent organization unit in accounting, representing legal or logical entities responsible to prepare the financial statement. That means whatever the transactions happen, the transactions will be like all these transactions will be done under the company code level, this company code level. Okay? And these are all legally independent units. If a company has more than one company code, so each company code they don't have a relationship maybe. They have independent organizations and they are responsible to generate the financial statement of their own. So company code A will generate the financial statement of its own. Company code B also generates its own financial statement. Company code C will generate its own financial statement. So all these financial statements will be sent to the parent company or a group companies. So your company is known as a parent company. And parent company, if consolidation is required, then it will group it, it will consolidate and publish it. That is how it works. And you can say there are various, scenarios where multiple. Now, if somebody asks you, what is in which scenarios a company may have multiple company codes? In this case, here multiple company codes are there. So it could have many scenarios. For example, let's say you are doing a company doing the business in India and also the same business it's doing in US. That in the system, you'll have to create another company code for US. And so when you do the multiple business or same business in multiple geographical areas or in multiple currencies in multiple legal framework, in that cases also multiple company code can be created for the same parent company. Another scenarios could be if a parent company has a different verticals. Let's say parent company manufactures steel, It also manufactures or provide the electricities, or it also provides some different type of services. And for each vertical, they need separate statement, or they need separate financial statement to be generated. So in that cases also multiple company code can be created. For electricity is one company code, for steel manufacturing another company code, for services another company code can be created. And other scenarios, maybe one company, your company will be merged with other company, or maybe your company take over another company or purchase or acquire another company. In that cases also multiple company codes can be created. And when we create the company and company code, it has to be set separately, and then linking has to be done so that this company code will report to their parent companies. Okay. So all the financial transactions in modules, in these five modules, must be associated either directly or indirectly with the company codes. And all your GL account, your vendor, material master, customer master, all this data created centrally and must be further maintained into extend into the respective company codes. Okay. So there are various scenarios for it. Now, first we need to understand before I go to the business area here, this business area, first I need to configure this company and company code in the systems. So how to do that? Let's go to the system and do it. Let me open my S4HANA, SAP S4HANA system. Here, to create the company code or companies and company code, first we need to go to the SPRO scenarios. So go to the SPRO because it's a configuration related transactions code that every consultant will use it. Configure any objects. And then we'll go to the reference IMG here. After this reference IMG, since we are discussing about the enterprise structures, so enterprise structure is there. Extend it. There are two links here: definition, assignment, and consistency check. So we'll go to the definition to define our enterprise unit, that is company, and go to the financial accounting. So select it. Here we'll see everything. Now we have to define this company and company. Though you can access here in the left hand side, product documentation is there. You can go through it, find some more information about what is the parent companies, how it works, and how it consolidated. So all those informations. Now to define the companies, click here IMG activity button. And since it's a training system, most of the people have created their own parent companies. We are going to create our ends by going to a new entry. You also have the option to copy the existing or some standard parent company if it is there. However, I'll go to the new entry and we'll create it. So to create the first, we need to create the company name here. Let's say company name is ABC Private Limited. So in this case, how system will identify this company name? The system cannot understand the name of the company, right? For which we need to give any 6-character alphanumeric codes, or maybe numeric codes you can give it, which one represents this ABC Private Limited. So just put ZABC. After putting all this information, and you can, because company is like a client, it has its own master data or it has its own informations. So we'll have to give some, let's say XYZ street, zip code. You can give the zip code where your parent company was set up and the city. Country and region has to be there. And you will see the field help. If you do not know the country or regions, you can always click on this drop down. You'll see here the country comes in picture. So system displays all the countries that has been already there in the system. So you can search it, India, enter. Now IN is the country code. Similarly, language will be English, EN. and currency will be INR. You do not know the codes or these codes of this particular language or currencies, IOS codes. In that case, you can always take the help of this field help. Now, when you save it, system, and you need to save it in a particular, or customizing request. I'm just creating one new request for it. Limited configuration. After putting it, now just save it. So my entire definition, whatever the configuration of the company is done, will be stored in this particular request number. It is auto generated by the SAP itself. Now enter it. So this is how we need to configure our parent company. Now go back. Then we will also create the company code. First we will create one single company code. That company code also exists in the same country where your parent company is located. To create the company code, we go here, edit, copy, delete, and check company code. Similarly, you can also access the IMG documentation which is there in the left hand side and see what is company code, how company code generates its financial statement, what are the different aspects of company code, and the function of company code. If the company code is not been configured, how the organization structure or how impact does it exert on the financial sides. So all this information you can get it. And I can configure it, go to this edit company code data. You can also do it by copy or delete the check company code. But the easiest way is to edit company code data. Double click on it, go to new entry, again create your company code IDs. So my company name is, let's say, ABC Private Limited, and which is located in India. Company code ID has to be given. So let's say Z ABC. This is, let's say, this is my company code name or ID or company code key. Which city is it located? You can give your cities and country also. Same way, IN India, currency INR, and language key will be English. So if your parent company or your company code located in different countries, you need to provide the official currencies of that particular country and official language of that particular country. Okay. Now you save it. Once I save it, it may ask some few details like address and other details. Try to save it. Systems displays one pop-up saying that you need some more information. So you can add this particular company name and search terms will be ABC through which you can search that particular companies and the details, address details of its. Okay. And I'll provide one address over here, house address, zip code, and city, country, region where it is located. The region, all these things are already pre-coded in the system and that also can be configured. It's a configurable items. Now you enter it. So I don't want to create a new request. I just want to save the same configurations in the same request. So we have created our company as well as our company codes. And next one is how to link it, because unless we link these company codes to companies, we do not have C or this linkage has to be established in the system so that a complete structure will be created. And how that can be done, so that let's do it. System is a bit slow, I believe. Now it has been saved. So you can see in the status bar data was saved. So my company code was created. Now both the company and company code has to be linked. So it has to be linked. How that linkage has to be established? So in definition we have defined our or configured our enterprise unit, that is company and company code. Now we need to assign it. Go to the assignment here. Again the financial accounting, because these two are under financial accounting, and assign company code to the company. Execute. Now go to the position button and find your company code, because in the training system there are a lot of company codes are there. So you need to find out the company code. So GABC, enter. Now you got it. This is our company code. Now a company has to be linked. So my company is also JABC. Same idea I have given and save it. You can also give a different ID, that's no problem. Now save it. So this is just a simple configuration. Now go back. Next concept is we will discuss, that is something called business area here. So what is this business area? You need to understand it. So here scenarios we have already discussed. Multiple company codes can be created, and next one is our business area. So what is this business area? Business area are used to differentiate the transaction that comes from different lines of business in a company. So in a company, there are so many LOBs are there, lines of business are there, right? And create a balance sheet below the company code level. So we have to create the balance sheet or our financial statement under company level, code level. Below the company code business area level also we can create our balance sheets or profit and loss statement. This is for especially for internal assessment purpose or reporting purpose. And the function of the business area is to create the balance sheet and profit and loss statement below the company code level. So it primarily used to facilitate the segment reporting across the company code, covering the main areas of your operation, like production line. It can be branches. The business area can be created product wise. It can be created branch wise also. Okay. So it responsible to produce the divisional financial statement, or maybe segment level reporting, that is product lines, or maybe area of responsibility, that is branch or unit in a company. And example here, product wise we can create services wise, depending upon your company requirement. We can create a different business areas. It can be created as per your branch, unit, or geographical location wise as well. So we can assign all the balance sheet items such as your fixed assets, receivables, payables, and material stocks, as well as the entire P&L statement directly to the business area. Okay. But we can only assign bank-related transaction, equity, and taxes manually to the business area. That is indirectly we can assign. For this reason, it is not possible to create the legally required financial statement and tax report at the business area level, and that is done at the company code level. Okay. So business area level, we do not have to create, or we cannot create the legally required financial statements. So this is only for your analysis purpose or maybe reporting purpose. So this is the definition of the business area, which is already been discussed. And business area also, there are a lot of impact. Business area has a lot of impact. But to use the business area in a project or not, that would be decided by your client in the initial stages of the project. Because nowadays we use mostly in the profit center, which is in the controlling side, and business areas also, uh, business area functionalities can be duplicated by using this profit center, because profit center can act as a business area as well. So that is how and business area are independent of any FI structure. Business area is not linked with any financial enterprise structure. Okay? It is independent and it is handled in the client level. Okay? And client level means it may used or may cut across the different company code. So different company code can use the same business area, or same business area can be assigned to multiple company codes. Okay? And business area also, uh, whenever you do any sales related transaction in a particular sales area, and each sales and distribution document also assigned uh, or can be used that particular business area. Right. So though that can be done. And company code and business area relationship, we may define the profit center and company code independently with each other. And that what is profit center, that we'll discuss separately in separate videos. And we can also assign a transaction under a company code, okay, or to one or more business areas. We can also post a transaction to the business area under several company code and use it for cross company code reporting. That is also another aspect of business area and company code integration point of view. And business area also linked with your plant. Plant is a enterprise units in your logistic model, and the system uses the combination of plant and your division to assign the relevant business area. So business area has a tightly integrated with your cost center as well. When drawing of your accounts for a business area, you can also include cost for several cost centers. Okay, and that linkage we can see. I'll show you in the system. There is a transaction code that is known as OKB9. If you see in OKB9, so this is the relation. This is our different cost elements. We have a profit center, okay, and this is the cost centers and company code. So this is your business area, okay, at the business area. So business area you can activate it here, and so that the business area can be linked with your company code as well as your cost center and profit center. This is our account assignment concept, where your business area and cost center linkage has been established. Business area has also relation with your sales area. Sales area is a logistic part, that is your sales and distribution parts. And we also can assign business area or integrate the business area with the sales area. With transaction code OVF1, see here, this is your sales area. This sales area consists of your sales organization, distribution channel, and division, and business area can be assigned to it. Okay, that you can do it here. So business area also has a relation with the assets. That means your fixed assets model captures the fixed assets information once we enable the business area balance sheet indicator in the company code. Okay, so that is also there in the system. If you find OB65 in the global settings, we have settings. So here, business area you can activate in your financial statement. So now the question is, why we use the business area? What is the advantages of this business area? See, we can use this business area if other company code require the same business area. Configuration is very simpler. In case of any company code, we would require to go through the entire configuration, getting the chart of accounts, fiscal year variants, posting period variants, and so on. So with the business area option, we just need to attach to the company code, and the rest of the details in the business area are attached by default from the company code that you are using it in, right? So using this option in the controlling also, like your profit center accounting, your enterprise controlling. So you can even draw a balance sheet and profit and loss statement for the business area. And these examples demonstrate here this section. We that means business area is very important, and business area you need to remember business area is more used in controlling uh, to the controlling as compared to the financial accounting. So next enterprise structure is functional area. And before I go to the functional area, what I'll do, first I will configure the business area. the SAP system. So to do that, business area transaction code is OX03, or else you can go through the SPRO, reference IMG, enterprise structure, definition, financial accounting, business area. If you want to see the transaction code of each of these enterprise units, you go to the additional information, display key, IMG activities, and so that a functional modules comes in the right hand sides. Business area right hand side is OX3. Last four character is the transaction code of each of these units. OX03 is the transaction code for the business area. Execute. Business area is a four characters. So go to new entry. And we can create a business area. Let's say ABC1. This is the products. Product ABC. This is ABC2 services. So in this way, you can create hundreds of business area as per your business requirement. You can create one by one. It doesn't have any address as such, because it's only used in reporting purposes. So you can use that. Now save it. Any configuration you do, this customizing request or transport request will be generated. Now you save it. Now come back /n to the SAP access space. Next enterprise unit is functional area. So what is this functional area? To understand it. So functional area mostly used to classify the expenses of the organization. It breaks down the corporate expenditure by different functions like sales, marketing, productions, or administrations. These are our functional areas here. Now, as it's explained here, it is a field in SAP used for important dimension, primarily for classifying the profit and loss expenses, and according to their functions. What are the functions? Marketing, you have to create a separate functional area. Research and development, another functional area. Production. So similarly, different functional area can be created, and mostly this functional area is used to what do you call it? Like for the business, for cost of sales accounting, COS accounting. We call it as COS accounting. It allows you to segregate and classify the different type of cost within one expense account. Let's say use a single labor account to determine what amount of labor is spending directly on the production as opposed to the marketing. So we can find that in cost of sales accounting. So it is possible to report on the functional area both FI and profit center accounting. Yes. Okay. And functional area is usually a high level summarization or of cost and operating expenses in the reporting. So this is how it is. And we can also derive the functional area automatically during the cost of sales accounting expenditure, and also it is integrated with your several postings as well. System derives the functional area for both primary posting, that is your financial postings, and secondary posting like allocation with the controlling areas using different methods, three-stage methods also there. So these functional areas can be created through a transaction FN underscore functions, or else we can also use it by going through the SPRO, reference IMG, enterprise structure, the same path, definition, financial accounting, and define functional area. So you can create as many functional areas as you need it. Let's say I'll put ABC0. This is for production. If your company is a manufacturing company and production functional area is required, then you can do it. ABC1, and that is for, let's say, marketing. and ABC2, let's say uh, research and development. Similarly, you can create one by one all those things. It doesn't have any detail because it is mostly used in your reporting purpose. It doesn't have any address as such. Save. Now, next enterprise unit is, and always remember that a functional area and a business area, they don't have any relation with the financial enterprise structure. It is mostly used in controlling. That is why you don't have any configuration directly link with your company code or a parent company. It's just for reporting purpose. Okay. And now next one is, there is something called credit control area. So what is the credit control area? So let me just check that. So go to the next slides. What is this credit control areas? The credit control area is used to specify and control customer credit limit, and it can include one or more company code also. So whatever the credit you have given to your customers, monitor how much credit customer have already been used, how much credit limit is pending, or how much credit limit is spared. All those things can be monitored through the credit control area. And same credit control can be used by multiple company codes also. And we can have more than one credit control in a client level. And each company code is assigned exactly to one credit control area. However, it is true that we can attach many company code to the same credit control area, and the credit limit within the same credit control area are to be defined in the same currencies. Okay. And the credit limit for the customer set individually for each credit control area wise. Okay. By using the credit management business processes. So customer master would have to be extended for that point. So credit control area is also, what is this? All this company code. Let's say we have multiple company codes here. It can assign to the same credit control area. However, if I have another credit control area, the same company code which is already assigned to one credit control area cannot be assigned to the other credit control area at the same time. Okay. And credit control area is also used or determined at the sales order creation level, and mostly this enterprise unit is being used in the sales and distribution module, and it can also determine different ways like company code, the default sales area, customer master wise also. So that can be defined. Now, what is the benefits of credit control? Now, see, mainly financial management areas are used for advanced function like your treasury model. So in credit control area helps the treasury model in a great way by monitoring the credit, okay, how much credit, what are the credit behavior of the customers. Okay. And in the simplest case, each company codes corresponding to one credit control area. Okay. And if a customer is created in a several company code, single customers created in a several company code are assigned to different credit control area. Separate credit limit is managed for the customer for each different credit control area wise. So that is how it should be done. And this credit control area we can also configure in SAP system by visiting the SAP system. Let me log into the system again. Now, if you go to the SPR, transaction code is OB45, enterprise structure, definition, financial accounting, and we'll go to this particular, this one, define credit control areas. Go to the new entry, same way we can create. So credit control area, let's say I'll put ZWC, currency is in Indian rupees. Update fiscal year variant, those things we'll discuss when we'll discuss in the credit control areas and credit management topic. For the time being, just save it. and you need to give the descriptions. Here you cannot give the description as its particular field is freezed. Go back, and then here you can. So let's say this is the credit control area, ABC. Okay. Let's say this is your primary credit control area. Now save it. Back. Now we have created the credit control area. These credit control areas can be assigned to the company code. As we have already discussed in this slide, company code is assigned to the credit control areas. So you can do the linkage. So that linkage always, all this linkage or assignment is already there under assignment tab. For the financial accounting and assign the company code to the credit control area. So find your company code. We have only one company code and one credit control area, the same ID. I've given the same ID just to remember it because easily remember. Now go back. So it has been assigned. Assignment is done in OB38. You can find this transaction code here. This is OB38. Go back. So this is your assignment part. Now next enterprise unit, financial management area. So what is this financial management area? Let's understand the concept. Go to the next. So financial management area is it's mostly used in the advanced function like your treasury model, like your financial supply chain management model, especially for funds management and cash management. So funds management functionality allows you the clients or organization for budget commitment and your financial resources. And normally what happens is in the cross company code cash budget and funds management cases, this financial management area is also, or FM area is also used. To take the advantages of high degree of integration in SAP system, we must link the financial accounting, financial management area with the organization. That is your company code as represented in the system here. So, and to say, let's say we financial document is assigned to a funds management, like a commitment item or a fund center, the system has to determine which financial management area so that it can record the data in the funds management. That is why financial management area is very important, and financial management area can be maintained in a different currency at the same time as well. So this is also another important concept, and we will do that configurations in the system. Path is same. Under definition, here you will see define FM area. And go to the new entry. It has 4 character. Just put C, ABC. The same character I am giving it here. And name of the FM area. Okay. Just I am mentioning FM area for ABC Private Limited. And we are using one currency right now. Because we have not mentioned the group currencies or group reporting structure so far. In future, we'll do that. Save it. And the next one is we have something called segment. This segment. So what is this segment? So let's go to the slides and understand how it is represented. So this financial management area definition is there here. Okay, it is used for mostly funds management and cash management. Next one is your segment. This segment is defined as a sub area of a company. Whatever the activities that generates the expenses and revenue with an operating result, and that is regularly used by the management for your profit. What do you call it? It's profit assessment or resource allocation purposes. For example, we have a products, or we may have a group of products. We have a customer or a group of customers. So these are all group of products. These are the customer group. This is the geographical area groups. So once we define the segment, we also assign to the profit center in the master record, so which itself can be assigned manually or it can be auto derived also. Okay. And we can also set up our controlling profitability analysis so that we have a broader flexibility. So I'm not going into detail that the COPA segment how it is linked because it is we are in the initial stage of just configuring the enterprise structure. So this segment also represent the sub activity of our organization that you relate to the manufacture of a product or a provision of a service, and that has a risk and revenues that differ from those in other business segments. So in geographical segment also it plays a important role also for the accounting principle wise. Let's say you are using some US GAAP, which requires a virtually complete balance sheet at the segment level, or maybe in the segment reporting. Yes. Or you are using IFRS, it has almost exactly the same requirement for segment reporting. For that, segment has to be created, though it is not mandatory, but you can create as per your requirement. And that can be configured here. So let's go to the system, define segment. And if you see here, whether segment is a mandatory or optional or it is not required, you can go to the additional information and see the activity importance. In activity importance, it's showing segment is optional activity. Okay. All other may be mandatory, but this one is optional. Entry, we put CABC. Now this is, let's say, product variant. Product variant 1, ABC1, product variant 0, and this is product variant 1. So in this way, you can create different segments or different versions or different type of product designs. You can do it as a segment level. Okay. So if you're manufacturing a car, so you have a different car variants will be there, right? That can be also be presented as a segment wise. Geographical region wise also you can do it. So another one thing is this financial management that we have created, it has to be assigned to the company code. As we have already discussed, see if you see here, the financial management activities is assigned to the company code here, right? So we have only one company code. We can assign that. So how to assign it? Go to again the assignment field and go to this financial accounting. Assign company code to the financial management. Profit center and your consolidation of business areas that we'll discuss in a separate topic itself. And here you need to find your company code, enter, and you will find this. So here whatever the financial management area we have created, that you can assign here and enter. You enter it, then save it. So this is how we can, define or configure the enterprise structure, enterprise units, individual enterprise units, and also, link together to create a structure. And that complete structure you can see in your system through a transaction code that is called EC01. If you go to the EC01, enter. Now you go to the structure here, navigation, and enter and find your company codes. Right? System is processing it, and go to the find button here in the toolbar here, and just put your company code, hit search. Now you'll see it, click over here, now you find it, that aviation private limited, double click. Now see here, this company code is linked with your parent company database. Credit control area is also linked with your company code, right? And financial management area, company code. Here business area and functional area will not be there because there is no standard configuration of business area and functional area has to be mapped with your company code directly. It can be done through profit center, cost center. However, we can, if we want to directly link the business area with the company code, that we have to write a separate validation rule. And that validation substitution concept we'll be discussing very soon in a separate video. So that's it for now. If you have any questions or comments too, you can just put a comments and any questions that need to be addressed. Just let me know. I'll definitely address those things. And that's it for now. And have a nice time.